All right, this is a big deal for me. The Fabian Fusion event, I don't know how to say it, is starting today. And I find this to be a lot of fun in Raid Shadow Legends. The character looks over top good. And also the various events give me something to do. It pushes me to do better in the dungeons. I'm trying to max out all the dungeons and hard tent and so on and so on. Also, I feel a sense of, I don't know, like I'm min-maxing to a highest degree because I've hoarded certain resources. So I would encourage you, especially if you've already gotten Arbiter, to look into this. And there are some pitfalls and some things that I'm going to be mindful of and some resources I'm going to need to participate in the fusion. And I don't want to get stuck at the last minute because there's 2 weeks, 2 days, 6 hours to fuse this guy. So I got to have some resources on hand that I don't. So I got to be mindful of the days of the week to get the purple potions and things like that. If you haven't done so already, there's a link in the description or scan the QR code in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Why? Because it's one of the best times to start playing Raid Shadow Legends. Download Raid Shadow Legends today. That's what the song is saying in the background. Because that's funny to me. You're going to get a legendary character, Fox Hunter, which I did not get a legendary character like him right from the start from using a code. So that's kind of a big deal. And after you get to level 15, which was really quick, probably in the same day, you're going to get Ugo, epic character. Then if you log in for 7 days, you'll get Alice the Wanderer. Again, very amazing. And then if you use the promo code in the first 24 hours, and I've asked a lot of people which one to use. There's 2 good promo codes right now. My current suggestion, I'm just going to talk about one of them, is to use Monkey King to get Sun Wukong. I was talking to some endgame players yesterday, and they think Monkey King is better end game, and I can speak to beginning game. He's amazing. Mid game, Supreme Gallic or Supreme 6 is better mid game, specifically in Hydra, but Monkey King, so Wukong is great in Hydra as well. Now let's go over some of the pitfalls and the way that the fusion event works. We've got a path right here. So the way this works right now is that there's a total of 16 events, and each one of these events will give you a rare, which is, he's pretty good. And I'm going to talk about the characters individually. And on this summon rush right here, there's going to be an option for getting the epic, because the way the fusion works, and we're going to go in and look at the fusion right here, is that you're going to need, 4 epics, or also maybe you can get one of the epics by the summon rush event, and then you're going to need a total of 12 rares, or you can do 16 rares. So if you go heavily on the summon rush, you'll be able to have an easier time with this and maybe miss 4 of the rare events. Okay, that's a strategy for sure. And the prediction from other people, from what I'm hearing, and this is not set in stone because we don't have the details on it, but the prediction is it's going to take about 6 sacred shards in the summon rush to get the blue, and then another 6 to get the epic. So a total of 12. Can't hold me to that, but that's what a lot of people are earmarking for that particular event. Now, I want to, before we go into the specific of the events, I do also want to mention that right now, currently, today, some of the things have already started. Specifically, we've got the Dragon Tournament running, and then also the Dungeon Divers event. And then there's also a Champion Training. So there's a total of 3 running, which you can see right here. 3 of them are running. But equally as important to me and my clan is clan versus clan is starting tonight with personal rewards. So I'm not going crazy. I'm pretty much just spending the free energy right now on the tournaments. But when the clan versus clan goes live in 15 hours, then I'm going to go heavily into those events and go. It's go time. And I'm going to get the rares and the epics. Now, the pitfall to fusions and not having the resources because it's a limited amount of time is going to be the potions. So the way that the fusion works is that there is a silver requirement to upgrade each one of these fusions. So, when you get each one of these, let's just start with the rares, and we're just going to do one. Each one of these rares, right, they're only going to come with 3 yellow. So you're going to have to take them from 3 yellow to 4 yellow, and then you're going to have to get the 4 purples, which is going to require potions. So I've got a thing here that shows the number of blues that are going to be required to do that. 160 small blues, 64 medium blues. Now, the reason why that's important is that those only show up twice a week. So if you go into the dungeons and look at the Magic Keep, looks like the next one opens on Wednesday, and then the next one, I believe, opens on Saturday. Now, that's going to be a little bit different for me. What this actually means, when it says open this Wednesday, what that means to me is that it opens Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday reset. So like right now it's Monday, this one's running, and this one says opens this Tuesday, which is tonight, Monday afternoon for me. And this is because it's based off of UTC time. More importantly than that is the Void Keep is only open once a week, which is for me Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, and Sunday. And that's where this could be a trick, because it is 50 medium purples and 24 large purples. So those are the requirements to do for the entirety of the event. You know, all the fusions, basically, you know, taking all 16s into 4 purples and the 4 purples into the legendary is what it's going to be. So what I'm talking about is completing all of this as far as potion requirements is going to be what's shown here on the screen. Now, there are also the whites. The whites are open every day, but you know, 12 large whites is not 0. It takes a while to get those. They, you know, it's just, I'm gonna have to run. So the biggest thing is to get the purples when that keep is open on Sunday. So that's about a week out. Well, it just happened a couple days ago, so it's about a week out. Then also, each one of these fusions right here costs 300,000 to go from the four blues into a purple. When you hit the fuse button, it'll cost 300,000 silver. And then when you have the 4 purples, you know, with the five purple stars, you know, you're going to have to upgrade those as well, which is going to require fusing them up. There's going to be some work in this. Costs 1 million silver. So 1.2 to do those 4, and then another 1 million, and having that 1 million on hand at the end, and then having the purple. So going to need the following items to complete the fusion alone. Given you complete the 16 events here, or some combination of 12, and going hard on the summon rush, 2.2 million silver required, and the following potions. I think the purples are the one to be the most mindful of, because it's once a week. Now, I want to go over the individual characters, and actually they have some interest to me. One of the areas of the game that I struggle in is Borogoth, the Scarab King. Before I talk about that and this kit, you can see right here that these characters are already in the shards. Right here, Primal Ancient Mystery Shards. This right here, this guy right here is going to be in a Void Shard. So there is a chance of getting them from the summon events. And so I'm going to be looking into the summon events. If there's some sort of double, you know, you got Summon Rush running, right here. If there's, I mean, there could be a double drop event running at the same time as that. I could get lucky and pull one of those characters, and that's going to save me on a lot of these events. And my general strategy is to go hard at the start to not get behind and keep up with the event so that I'm not struggling at the end. Now, individually, the characters, I do have some interest in this character. I think I could use this character specifically against Borogoth, the Scarab King, which is a nightmare in Doom Tower, and sometimes shows up in Cursed City, right? This character has a lot of the makings of being a good character right here. Heals all allies of this champion's max HP. Also fills the turn meters of all allies by 15%. So the way the Scarab King works is when he acts, he attacks, he counterattacks unless they have shield. Well, this here is not an attack, right? Then this right here, as long as I got him up going first and fast on a 3-turn cooldown, placing a shield buff on all allies. So if I can get him fast enough in the team and maybe having a way of extending the buffs, there we go. Could also be a thing. Or maybe I'll need 2 characters like that. Also, increasing resistance is very important there. And then the basic attack is helpful, but not necessarily against. So for a rare, this could be a no-brainer for me to use against the Scarab King. I don't have a lot of good characters specific to this. Maybe we'll use this. I don't know. I have to see how much I struggle on the Scarab King, but this is going to be an option if I have him. And that's worth noting because I might have some extra ones, or maybe if you're watching this video, you won't pursue the fusion, even though I think you should. That might be a situation where you will. Now, the epic is not as interesting as the last epic for the Mad Hatter one, and like I'm actually like kind of sad that I didn't get that epic. Increases champions attack by 2% for each buff they receive, stacks up to 30%. So this is just going to be like a monstrous damage dealer and a way of reducing turn meter, which might be very good on the normal dungeon bosses. A lot of those can be affected by this. It depends on which one. Each hit has a 75% chance of stealing 15% of the target's turn meter. If it's critical, which probably going to equip this character with 100% crit chance, has a 75% chance of stealing 30%. So this could be a 60% removal. All right. Cooldowns, you know, that's on a 4-turn cooldown. What would make this scary if it was based off of max HP, but it does not. Still very good character. Attacks all enemies before attacking, places increased accuracy buff and 30% increase rate on this champion. This would be more interesting to me if it was on all of them. Increase the duration of all buffs on this champion by 1 turn if this attack is critical. So again, this would be more interesting to me if it was like all champions or it affected the entire team. There'd be some utility and could function in way as a damage dealer with some support. There's a 25% chance of stealing 1 random buff from the target. Cool. Stack is critical, has a 100% chance of stealing 1 random buff from the target, it said. This could be a very useful champion for a lot of people. For me, I feel like I am already satisfying a lot of the conditions that this character is doing, and so it would come down to if this character is an absolutely stellar damage dealer. In some ways, I'm still more interested in Cold Heart, which is a rare, and this is an epic. So I'm not sure that I'm going to need to upgrade Light Ward, but we'll have to see. Looks good on paper. And then again, the fusion character, my goodness, this is one of the most bonkers kits in so many different ways. I made a couple videos about him already, so I'm not going to go over it. This is, as far as I'm concerned, the biggest thing to a no-brainer, an attempt to add a fusion. Like, I just started doing fusions when Mad Hatter came, and I skipped SMA, which I probably should have went for, but it was just, I didn't have enough resources saved up like I do today, because I basically skipped the last one. This one is one that, you know, everybody I've talked to said, yeah, don't skip this. This guy looks bonkers. Like, I've heard nothing but amazing things about this character, and hopefully some of my suggestions here on what I'm going to be preparing right here is of some help to you. Let me know in the comment section. Also, if you haven't done so already, click the link in the description or scan the QR code. You get a legendary character right out of the gate, Fox Hunter, and then you get Ugo when you get to level 15, which is an amazing epic character, one of the better supports. And then you log in for 7 days, you're going to get Alice, another legendary. And then if you use the promo code Monkey King, you'll get Sun Wukong. That's the character code that I used when I started the game, and Sun Wukong's been amazing for me. So 3 legendaries, 1 epic. All the 6-year anniversary stuff's right now. Great time. Bye for now.